Hello, this is Eugene, and today we'll talk about our Week 5 assignment based off of primitive data types, arrays, and objects. First, primitive data types are commonly used in coding. There are 8 different types of primitive data. There's a byte, a short, an int, a long, a float, a double, a boolean, and a char. Some of the examples that we can use for primitive data types is a road length or a number of kids or just a quantity of something. So that would be a primitive data type. Next is an array. An array is a container object that holds a fixed number of values of a single type. Arrays are inherently dynamic. Um, each item in an array is called an element. So one of the examples that we can use for an array is the assignment that we had a few weeks ago when we had to determine the average of a number. So I believe we had 5 numbers that were called elements once we inputted them into an array. And even though there were 5 numbers, we could have done this with 20 numbers or 100 numbers. So that's why we would call an array dynamic. Lastly, objects. Objects are an entity that has a state and a behavior. Um, Objects really have 3 characteristics: a state, a behavior, and an identity. One example of an object would be a book bag. A book bag can have a name, George. It can have a color, green, and a use, also known as a behavior, to store things. And that concludes this lesson. Thank you.